Welcome to the Brad and Taylor Show. Today we have Shay Barber.
You're listening to the Brad and Taylor Show, a podcast that inspires entrepreneurs to pursue their passions. We're sitting down with some of the best to learn how they got started and some lessons they learned along the way.
Hey Shay, how's it going?
Living the dream. How are you?
We're good.
Doing good. Well, let's get this show started. Tell us a little bit about you. What do you do?
Well, my name's Shay Barber. I'm a real estate agent. I work with buyers, sellers, investors. I'm under the brokerage United Realty Services, and I'm coming up on 3 years in the business now.
Nice. So what'd you do before real estate?
I was in college.
Nice. You just jumped right into it? Yeah, so you just jumped right into real estate then, huh?
I did. I realized I did not want to go through and working with sports and all the moving around constantly. So I jumped into real estate right away, and it kind of just took off from there.
That's awesome. How did that first year go for you?
A little brutal. Really, right when you get your license, you just get thrown in, and you have to learn a lot. So I spent about half a year just learning, and then it took me about 6 months to finally get a deal done, and then it just kind of started to snowball after that. But you really have to learn a ton before you get rolling. Mm-hmm. And so it's a lot of learning your first year in the business, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I feel like that 6 month mark when you first get that listing is pretty common from what we've heard from other people anyways. 6 months. Got to have that backup plan for at least the first year, right?
You do. And I kind of had that plan going into real estate because that's what I heard too, is around 6 months. So but it is true. That 6 month period is a real thing.
Yeah.
Do you feel like at the closing table for your first listing, it went pretty smooth?
It did, but I was actually very nervous for it.
I bet.
I didn't really know what to expect.
Yeah.
But once you get that first one to your belt, it's smooth sailing after that.
Yeah, it gets a whole lot easier.
Exactly.
It's a learning experience. You're always going to learn from it. Yeah.
100%.
That's awesome. Well, when did you said you've been in it for 3 years, right? You've been solo this whole time, or were you on a team?
I was on a team for that first half a year, and then I branched out to doing solo. So I've been solo ever since. Yep.
Nice.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. I like it. What is one of the best pieces of advice you got kind of starting out that kind of stuck with you for the last couple of years?
The biggest thing for me is just to be yourself. Because I realized, I tried to mold myself into different agents when I first started, and that you can't really do that. You just have to be yourself, confident in yourself and confident in what you're learning. And, everyone is so unique in this business. I'm sure with who you guys have talked to, everyone is their own person and how they build their business.
Yep.
So take pieces from different agents and what you've learned, but just be yourself and be confident in who you are and own it. And then you'll be successful.
Yeah, absolutely. I know you said take bits and pieces from everybody else. Not everything that works for everybody else is going to work for you. So like what you said, just take what works and go with it.
Exactly.
Go
100%.
run with it. We heard some advice earlier today on another recording that we had. No plan B. So you have your plan A and you run with it.
Yep.
Just keep going.
Yep. No regrets.
Yep. Shay, over the last 3 years, what is the worst property you've been to, or maybe the worst showing?
Whew. Well,
which one sticks out to you the most?
So I work with investors a lot. So I'm in and out of some iffy.
Oh, yeah.
Properties. And so there's a ton on my list, but I would say the worst, it was at nighttime, and we knew going into the property that you had to watch your step, and there's no electricity, so we brought flashlights. And when we got in there, the doors were already wide open.
Oh.
So we were wondering, oh boy, what's going on?
What's around the corner?
Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of random weird stains on walls, the carpets, but it was a huge house. And then we got to the basement, and there was dolls in closets. There was a random bed in the middle of the living room with nasty sheets on it. Bathroom had weird stains in it. Drawings on the walls, so you could tell people were in there.
Yeah.
Being the nighttime had an effect on us for sure. But That was a rough 30-minute showing.
You're like, we don't even know if there's anybody in here.
Good thing you weren't alone with that one, right? You didn't walk in there
Right. We
alone.
had 3 people, thankfully, but we were all ready to get out.
Did the investors end up buying that one?
We did not. We hard pass.
Hard pass, yeah. I know when you mentioned that you work with investors a lot, and I was like, okay, you're going to have some stories then, because you don't really know what you're walking into sometimes with those.
Oh boy, yes. I was chased by a Mastiff once too at one of those properties.
Oh my.
Oh no, yeah, those dogs are huge.
Dude, that was scary. That was scary.
What's your favorite way to market right now?
Favorite way to market?
Yeah, like you may have changed it over the couple of years, but what's your favorite way?
Yeah, so actually, for me, socializing.
Okay.
I'm big on playing basketball. I coach basketball at a high school, and I started an AU program on the west side. And so you're automatically talking to parents, grandparents, people who are going to be graduating high school, going to college. You just have conversations, and even at pickup basketball games, it's natural for someone to ask, "What do you do for a living?"
Yep.
Right.
It's so true.
Now that
so
conversation starts, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, my sister is actually looking to buy a house." And it's kind of just word of mouth, and referrals is a big one for me. It goes a long way when you work hard for people that they're happy to tell their friends, their family about you. So referrals and socializing, that's been a big one for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know with you being the coach, they have a lot of trust in you already, right? So
Exactly.
yeah, those family members are like, I know him. He's good.
Yep. Exactly.
What kind of goals do you have for going into 2022?
I just want to keep building my business more and more. Since this will be coming into my 3rd year. I know it's hard for agents to sustain success, but just to even get this far, I just want to keep it building. And I actually have a plan for this year I want to hire new agents and mentor them, because for me, when I was thrown into real estate, you really do get thrown into it. So if you have a mentor there step by step for those first 6 months to a year, I want to be able to help people do that. I don't want to have a lot of agents I help, but maybe about 5. So that's my goal for this next year.
Yeah. Do you think that maybe eventually you would add on a team of your own?
Yeah, I think so. I really want to see how the next year looks with building mentorship, and then after that, maybe possibly having an actual team. Because right now, just being by myself, I don't have an admin team. I do everything by myself, but I'm not a high volume agent. And there's a reason for that for me, because if I have 10 clients, I can't serve them to the best of my ability. So I have X amount that I will work with, and I won't go over that. And I just want to be there for them at all times of the day and help them the best I can. So, slowly get there and then get to a team down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, but when you're mentoring them, you can kind of maybe pick and choose of who you're kind of looking out for the future, right?
Yep, exactly.
That's awesome. If you could start over today with all the knowledge that you've learned in the last couple of years, what's one thing that you would change?
Well, I'm huge on the past is what got me to where I am. So I actually wouldn't change anything.
Okay.
I'm happy where I'm at, and I'm excited for the future in this business. And, just turning 27 and now 3 years in and being somewhat pretty successful. I just want to keep growing and being humble about it and helping people and keeping that word of mouth going and referrals. And it's fun to help people because this is such a big investment in everyone's lives, whether you're buying, selling, or investing. So being able to help, it's been an amazing thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. I know it's nerve-wracking for sometimes like new home buyers, right? Because they're going into this crazy market. Yes. Do you have any advice for maybe someone who hasn't bought a home yet and is looking to buy in this specific market?
Tons. One is just to have a conversation with a realtor, because there's a lot of things right now that go into offers to make them look more attractive to sellers. So one, talking with an agent, and then kind of having realistic expectations going in, because you could have 20 showings, 10 offers, and even more before you get an accepted offer. But just having that conversation, getting good advice before you go in, because it is difficult It's starting to slow down a little bit, but over the summer it was pretty brutal, and I worked with quite a few of first-time home buyers, but keeping them settled, keeping the the positivity there, because negativity will come when you're getting denied offers and a lot of showings, but having that conversation with a realtor will go a long way.
I know it's hard to keep your chin up, right, when you have so
It
many.
is.
Nope,
It
next
is.
one, not this one,
No.
next one, and then they walk in thinking this is the dream home. Why did they say no?
I know. Got to keep that positivity there.
Yes, absolutely. Before we go today, Shay, how can people get a hold of you?
Yeah, so they can reach me by phone call or text. My number is 517-230-7453. They can email me at shay@sbarberproperties.com, or they can contact me on my website at sbarberproperties.com.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for coming on and sharing your story with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and I appreciate you guys, because your business has helped my business. So I appreciate the partnership. You guys have been doing an amazing job, and your growth is really taken off, because I started working with you when I got into real estate. So seeing your guys' growth over the last 3 years has been insane, and it's awesome to see. So congrats.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you, guys.
Are these working?
All right.
Here we go.
Oh, there we go. I think they're working. Should we tell them?
Mine keeps falling. It doesn't like my voice.
What do we got to tell them?
Subscribe.
Subscribe. What do we got to point at it? Hey, I think there's a subscription button. Like
It might be there.
Might be right there too.
Somewhere.
Find
it. It's red.
Yeah. And it's blue. It's green. I don't really know.
It's a color.
This mic isn't even attached. Did you plug these in? Well, I guess.
I wonder if they can hear us.
Yeah, I wonder if they hear us. Well, we should probably tell them if they can hear us. We should probably tell them also give us a 5-star review if they're listening on Apple. That'd be cool.
5 stars,
review.
guys.
Share it with everybody they can think of.
We won't take 4 stars.
I mean, Taylor, I don't even think these are on. I mean,
I don't think this is working.
This is not working.
Yeah.